Welcome back. Today we are chatting all about, are you dating or are you married to your business? So in this episode, we're going to explore what it means to have a healthy relationship with your business and how to recognize if you're too committed or not committed enough, and practical tips to find the right balance. If you've ever felt like your business is taking over your life and you're struggling to stay engaged, this episode is for you.
You are listening to That Big CEO Energy, where we talk all things business, life, marriage, and push you to a new edge of discovering what that big CEO energy means for you. Listen, I understand that we have barriers that we carry from when we were once employees, and those have impacted us as we continue to build our businesses. I'm here to walk alongside you and give you encouragement through interviews with friends and other women in business who have broken down those barriers and paved their own way. Tune in with me as we uncover some of the unconscious things that we do that keep us from building that big CEO energy we've always dreamed about. Let's dive in.
So to kick things off, I just want to share that when I first started this operation management firm, I was all in. I was working long hours. I was skipping social events. I was constantly thinking about work. I thought that this level of commitment was necessary for success. But the reality is that it took a toll on my personal life and my well-being. And over time, I've learned that having a balanced relationship with my business was not only possible, but essential for sustained success and happiness. And so if you've ever felt the same way, I just want you to know that you're not alone. But there's always a way to help navigate this challenge. So let's start by exploring what it means to be dating versus married to your business. I always like to use this analogy because when you're dating your business, right, you're excited and you're passionate and there's still a sense of balance and you enjoy working on your business, but you also make time for other aspects of your life, right? You're kind of just like, your business is sort of like the other person. They have their own life, but you're meeting up for drinks and you're going to social events and all the things, but you're not completely consumed by work. You're not living together yet. And you have sort of these healthy boundaries, right? And this stage is often characterized by enthusiasm and a sense of exploration. So you're committed, but not to the point where it overshadows anything else. Whereas on the other hand, being married to your business means that you're deeply committed, that often it's an exclusion of other important areas of your life, right? You might be finding yourself working long hours, thinking about it constantly, neglecting other relationships and self-care, right? If you're doing this in your marriage, also don't do that. But this level of commitment, right, leads to burnout and a sense of being trapped. While dedication is important, it's crucial to recognize when it becomes unhealthy. So I use this analogy of dating and marriage because I'm married. Yes, I love him so much. He listens to my podcast. So hi, Chris. I love him and I am married to him. And, we have put in a lot of work into our marriage. But there's this dating component that still has to exist, right? It still has to live within your marriage because when you are committed and you're working on your marriage consistently, being in this dating zone where you do make time for other aspects of your life, for friends and my husband's my best friend, so literally we do everything together. But when you're dating, you have other things that you do, right? And there is this sense of exploration of trying new things together or surfing to different restaurants or doing, spontaneous things. and you're committed to this person and you deeply, deeply love them. But at least in my marriage, and I hope it is for everybody else, we find ways to keep it fresh. We serve each other in a way that doesn't leave each other feeling like somebody's doing all the work, right? And sometimes in marriages, that's what it can feel like. And so using the word committed, I want to provide some context for how we're using this word today. When we are too committed to something, it means that we strip away any ounce of what we personally have valued, and we're carrying into this other thing, this other person, right? We are literally drowning ourselves to hold the other person up or hold our business up. And that's a really terrifying place to be. And I am very much committed to my marriage, right? But I would say that the healthy dating aspect has given me a commitment value that is, I am level with my husband. I share the same values, and I have important areas that are specific to me and also specific to our marriage. But never, ever does my husband expect me to drown in order to hold him up, right? And I would expect him to feel the same way. And it's because when you're too committed to your business, what happens is there's this lack of work-life balance, right? You're always working, even during the weekends and during the holidays. And I would say that that's true when you are also married, is that if you are self-consuming each other all of the time, you are literally doing everything together. You don't have any other small activities, like not even like going to the gym or taking a walk alone or whatever. When you are so consumed and wrapped up into the other person, you often find yourself missing out on other things. And so the other sign of being too committed to your business is neglecting relationships, right? You find yourself not involved in friends and family. You are neglecting yourself, even the relationship with yourself. And another sign of being too committed to your business is this constant stress and anxiety, right? You're always thinking about work. This leads to chronic stress. And so I would also say that that's true when you're married to someone, is like, if you always have stress and anxiety in your marriage, if you always are in stressful situations, that can break down the relationship even further. The final sign, I think, to being overly committed to your business is burnout. You feel exhausted, you feel overwhelmed, and you literally have little energy for anything else. And I would say that that's the same in marriage, right? Like when you are feeling like you are the only one who does all the things, and maybe you are the only one that does all the things, and for that, I'm so sorry. You start to feel exhausted and you start to feel overwhelmed, and you literally have no energy for your partner. But then there's signs that you're not committed enough, right? If you have high procrastination in your business, you're frequently putting off important tasks and projects. Same with in marriage, if you are consistently procrastinating, like, oh, it's fine, she doesn't need me to do that right now, or he's fine if I just don't XYZ, whatever that is. When you put off important tasks and projects within your business, within your relationships, there's this cry for wolf that happens. And then there's the lack of passion, right? You start to feel indifferent or bored, but there's an inconsistent effort. And this is the third sign that you're not committed enough. There's an inconsistent effort where your work habits are erratic. You have periods of intense activity followed by inactivity. and it leads to stagnation where your business isn't growing, it's not evolving because you're not putting in the necessary effort, which is very true for marriage in general, right? If you're not putting in the effort, if you're not constantly dating your spouse, as they say, it leads to stagnation. It leads to just kind of the roommate phase. But now that we've sort of identified signs of being too committed or not committed enough, I want to talk about why finding this right balance is crucial. And the first reason is because your health and your well-being always should come first. When you are overcommitting to your business, it can lead to physical and mental issues. It goes beyond burnout, stress, and fatigue. Your body literally will shut down. And when you find a balance, you ensure that you have time for relaxation, personal interest, self-care. And I know self-care is like this buzzword, unfortunately, now, but it is essential for long-term success and happiness. And when we have sustainable success, right, when we create a balanced approach to our business, it makes it more sustainable in the long run. When you're too committed, you risk burning out and losing this passion that drove you to start your business in the first place. But on the other hand, not being committed enough can lead to stagnation and missed opportunities. So you have to have this balanced approach, which allows you to maintain the enthusiasm and drive while ensuring that you have the energy to keep moving forward. But when you're overcommitted, the quality of work can suffer, and you're more likely to make more mistakes, overlook the details, right? We've all done it. But when you find a good groove and a good balance, you can make sure that you are delivering high quality work. And I've had to have some really tough conversations sometimes about just me, honestly, full disclosure, me not providing the best possible service because I was burned out, because I didn't have systems in place, because I didn't have help. And so that was a nudge to me to make sure that I am delivering the things that are healthy for both me and my client. And when we maintain a balance between your personal and professional life, it allows you to nurture and maintain not just your healthy relationships with your clients, but in your personal life. And having healthy relationships is so vital for having emotional support and overall well-being, that strong personal relationships provide a foundation of support, right? That help you navigate the changes of entrepreneurship. Creative thinking is also something that is super crucial, but when you're taking breaks and when you're having time for all these other activities, it fosters creative thinking, right? It gives more innovation. And when you're constantly focused on work, I had talked about this in a previous episode, but it can be challenging to think outside the box and come out with new ideas if you're always stuck in your business. And so when you allow yourself time away from your business, it leads to fresh perspectives and innovative solutions. So let's give some practical tips. And 3 things that I think kind of go together is boundaries, self-care, and delegation. Those top 3 things, if you can establish clear boundaries, you can make self-care non-negotiable, and you're not afraid to delegate tasks, the only thing that it does for you is it makes sure that you and your business are running effectively, which is the most important thing. But in that too, you have to be able to set realistic goals. And so when you break down large projects into smaller, manageable tasks, and you set deadlines for each step, it helps to prevent the overwhelm and also gives you steady progress. But in this realistic goals, you have to schedule downtime, and you have to seek support, and you have to evaluate and adjust, right? It's this constant cycle of, I need downtime, and you should treat it like any other important appointment that you have, right? Whether it's a weekend getaway, a daily walk, whatever it is. But then in that, when you schedule downtime, you're seeking support from mentors, coaches, and peer groups that gives you a support system to provide valuable insights, encouragement, and accountability, right? So when you share your challenges and your successes with others who understand and are also scheduling downtime, you're able to really paint the full picture so that you can regularly evaluate your work-life balance. You can make adjustments as needed, and your business and personal life evolves. And what might work today might not work next week, right? Because of appointments and stuff and things. So always remember just to stay flexible and open to change and be willing to make those adjustments, because that's what creates this healthy balance that we've all longed for. So finding the right balance between being committed to your business and maintaining a healthy personal life is really essential for long-term success and well-being. By setting clear boundaries, prioritizing self-care, delegating tasks, setting realistic goals, scheduling your downtime, seeking support, I know I'm giving you a laundry list, and regularly evaluating your balance, you can create a sustainable and fulfilling relationship with your business. Now, I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes and going, yep, there's nothing new under the sun. You're right. But when someone is sitting here and preaching to you that we've been there, done that, it helps you to be able to see that you have an encouraging soul to be able to take some time to reflect on your current relationship with your business, right? Are you dating or are you married to your business? What changes can you find to make a healthier balance? Remember, it's possible to be deeply committed to your business without sacrificing your well-being and your personal life, just like it's very possible to have a wonderful marriage without sacrificing who you are. And honestly, the reason why your partner got with you in the first place. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. I would love to hear your thoughts or experiences on this. Send me an Instagram DM, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning into the show today. If you heard something that helped you, I would love it if you would leave a review and share it with your friends. This helps more people just like you become inspired to move the needle of their big CEO energy into a positive direction. If you would like to learn more about how I can help you streamline and position your business for growth or lead your business as a CEO, feel free to jump into the show notes with all of the links to find me. And don't forget to head over to Instagram so we can be pals.